Blasto is a 3D platforming third-person shooter released for the Sony PlayStation in 1998. The game gets its title from the titular character, Blasto, a prototypical sci-fi action hero, a larger-than-life caricature of a comic book-like hero, with an over-the-top personality to match. Although the programming lead on the game was Dylan Cuthbert, famous for his work on games like Star Fox, Blasto doesn't seem to stack up for many players, and it only seems to have developed a small cult following over the years. Blasto is voiced by none other than Phil Hartman of Saturday Night Live and The Simpsons fame. From the moment I heard about this game, I began looking forward to it. Released only about 2 months before the untimely death of Hartman, Blasto was originally slated for multiple sequels, but it's known as one of his final projects. Blasto's graphics are shaded 3D models with minimal texturing. The game makes use of some transformation and lighting effects, but also often uses common cheats for the day for some effects in order to not tax the system too much. However, when multiple enemies spawn in, you will undoubtedly experience slowdowns, even when they aren't on screen. The game doesn't seem to manage its memory too well, so the draw distance feels limited more often than not. The levels are large and sprawling, but it's easy to get turned around thanks to the repetitive nature of the levels. Portions of the map can be unlocked by stepping on special squares, which add to the map in your inventory, but they aren't very useful. The levels extend themselves by requiring lots and lots of backtracking. It's a constant theme throughout the game, not just through a couple of levels. Sound effects in Blasto are, at first, good old classic sci-fi sounds. Laser blasters and electric beams and buzzes and hums, they all sound right at home, and the comical voiceovers from both enemies and our protagonist, Blasto himself, will give you a chuckle. But considering the capacity of a CD-ROM and considering they had the voice talents of Phil Hartman at their disposal, I was extremely disappointed to find the dialogue and one-liners repeating themselves quite quickly.
Ah, that hit the spot. Hey, that's smart. Geronimo! Bingo!
The music is standard fare for late 90s disc-based games. It's not bad, but there isn't a single memorable thing about it. The gameplay itself is where I have the hardest time in the game. Many reviewers, even when the game first released, complained about the game's difficulty. The PAL version of the game omitted at least one level, if not more, although I'm not sure if the intent was to make it easier or what the particular reason behind this decision was. Regardless, the game itself doesn't feel difficult when you play it. What hurts the game is the engine and the controls. At the end of the day, the enemies weren't too hard, even boss encounters were manageable, but what was frustrating about the game was how many things seemed skippable. You wouldn't realize it until later, but upon a second playthrough, large chunks of a level could be skipped with some simple tricks, and you would learn that a lot of the exploration and backtracking was only necessary for those looking to challenge themselves into 100%ing the game. But after the level design comes the frustrating controls. Aiming your weapon is almost impossible. The game supports DualShock analog controllers, but I found it easier to control with the D-pad. It seemed a lot less frantic. Attempting to aim with the right analog stick was pointless because you had to take your thumb off of it in order to fire your weapon. There was no comfortable way to aim upwards. Shooting enemies is best achieved with aim assist, but even that wasn't too reliable, and in some cases I would appear to miss an enemy altogether but still get the kill. Last but not least, the platforming is miserable. It's hard to tell just by looking at this video, but everything from strange momentum mechanics to poor camera positioning made this game extremely difficult for me. If they could just raise the camera a bit higher, I would have a better view of where I might land. But even attempting to use your shadow as a guide to where you might land, Blasto just seems to end up all over the place. Still, when I heard about a sci-fi comedy game for the PS1 featuring Phil Hartman, I put everything aside because I was expecting to get some laughs. And I definitely did. The laughs started as soon as I cracked open the instruction booklet. There are lots of jokes throughout, but let's jump straight into the story we're first given. Meanwhile, on Uranus, the planet, Twisted Ruler Bosk addresses his minions. Long have the humans sat fat and safe on their shiny blue planet, while we, the true masters of the universe, have been banished to this hellhole known as the Fifth Dimension. Well, now it's payback time. Using our pan-dimensional mallet, we will punch a hole in the space-time continuum, creating a bridge to Earth, and no one will dare stand in our way. At the moment, the only hope the human race has for survival rests on the very wide shoulders of Blasto, space explorer, weapon freak, and all-around alien eradicator. He's just what the world needs, a universal patriot who wants nothing more than to rid the universe of slimy green aliens. Psychologically unstable? Maybe. Trigger happy? Possibly. Earth's last chance? Definitely. Uranus is on the line, and Blasto's here to save it. Blasto, we need you! As a famous web-slinger would say, my spider sense is tingling. Either that, or I've got another leech between my butt cheeks. Yeah, that's how the manual begins. You can tell pretty quickly the style of humor they're going for, and there's more jokes throughout the manual. But that description was enough to put a smile on my face and at least get me interested in the game. And when I loaded the disc into my PlayStation, I was greeted with a pre-rendered cutscene which pretty much says the same stuff that's in the manual.
Devoted legions of terror, that time is finally upon us. Long have the humans sat fat and safe on their shiny blue planet, while we, the one true master race of the universe, banished to this hellhole they call the fifth dimension. Well, now it's payback time. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Using our pan-dimensional crossing machine, we will punch a hole through the space-time continuum. And through this glorious galactic gateway, my beautiful hordes will flow like a poison river, establishing a bridgehead on Uranus. Woe, I say! Woe to the fool who stands in our way! When the planet is ours, Earth will stand trembling beneath my shadow. No one will be able to save them. I will enslave their women, eat their children, and rape their cattle. Nothing will stop me from claiming my rightful place as the one true ruler of the universe. I, Bust the Terrible, shall reign supreme!
Space Command Central to Captain Blasto. Space Command Central to Captain Blasto, over.
Blasto here.
You have an urgent message from Admiral Big Shot on your main viewer.
Urgent, huh? Put him through, Command Central.
Blasto, Uranus is in big trouble.
What did I do this time?
This is no time for jokes. It seems that evil alien tyrant Bosk is up to his old tricks again.
Bosk? I thought that pear-headed psychopath was banished to the fifth dimension.
He was, but now he's back, and he's mad. The very foundation of the free planetary system may be at stake. His forces are already massed for an invasion of the planet Uranus!
And you want me to take it back, eh?
Can you do it, Blasto?
Is a frog's butt watertight?
I knew we could count on you, Blasto. Good luck, and remember, Uranus is on the line.
So what else is new?
Alright, so maybe I'm not rolling on the floor right now, but you can see there are gems of humor there. Rumor always had it that David X. Cohen's work with Phil Hartman as Troy McClure on The Simpsons led him to create Futurama's Zap Brannigan character almost exclusively with Phil Hartman in mind. Blasto is a glimpse into what Brannigan might have been like, with Hartman providing the voice. And while there are a few glimmers of comedy in Blasto, there's not enough to salvage this game from the repetitive level design, frustrating controls, and the overall lack of fun I actually experienced when playing the game. I'm guilty of building the game up too much in my head, but I honestly didn't experience enough humor to keep me going in this one. Although there is a story, I was hoping for more comedy. The story itself has a beginning and an end, but levels just cut to black and a new one fades in. Blasto isn't a sci-fi comedy diamond in the rough waiting to be discovered. It's just a mediocre PS1 game with poor controls and so many sci-fi tropes that I'm surprised it literally didn't start with our story so far. Hey everybody, thanks for watching episode number 47 of Our Story So Far TV. I'm Garrett, and I would really appreciate your likes, comments, subscriptions, share the link with a friend, and if you just want to talk, maybe not here, shoot me a message on Twitter, @NewAngel, that's NUANGEL. Whether you're new to the series or looking for a specific episode, the easiest thing to do is always go to ourstorysofar.tv. Every episode is archived over there in 1080p quality. I've got big ideas and big plans, so hopefully we'll have a new episode ready for you again in 2 weeks. Until next time, take care of yourself.